Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. The Solana conference is still running, I think, until tomorrow. Oftentimes what we see is that the sentiment peaks through events like this. So it will be very interesting to see how the sentiment is going to shift maybe after the conference is complete. My view would be that a lot of interest is going to sort of move on, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not trying to predict anything, just highlight what typically happens, you know, what happened before. What you often really see is that the sentiment peaks during events like these, sometimes even before. So you never really know that, but we've often had it with events in the crypto space that, yeah, we had events, everybody got hyped before, during the event, and then afterwards you get this sort of buy the rumors, sell the new stuff. It will be interesting, just mentioning it, not telling you that it will go down afterwards, but sort of just an observation from, you know, and based on experience, basically, based on what happened before on similar occasions. And yeah, as I said yesterday, I have to believe that the yellow count is playing out here. So the more direct path to our target range up there. Targets depend here on the individual waves, of course, but the third wave here in white and the C wave that we have been tracking, they should reach a similar price range. So if I'm talking about the white wave 3, we talk about sort of the 1.618 extension would be ideal for a third wave, but it can be that you start to see reactions from the 1.236 extension, so $56, $67, $89. This is sort of the broader range for this larger degree third wave. If we then overlay the target for wave 3 here, so this is basically, if we say 1, 2, 3, yeah, this is the same as A, B, C. They really only move together later, move away from each other later. The white wave count overall should be more bullish. So how do we recognize the difference? Well, in the white wave count, we should actually see a pullback in a wave 2. So if the market starts to adhere to the white wave count again, at the moment it isn't, it's just extending too much. But if we see a deep pullback in a wave 2, which could still happen, you know, white isn't invalidated. It's just that it would all extend a lot. So I still have the micro count here, but it's just extending too much, really, pushing basically the idea of a third wave very much up there. Okay, so that's still a possibility that this white wave count plays out, in which, however, a deep pullback should follow in wave 2. If we see that, we might switch back to the white count. That should eventually be more bullish than the yellow one, because in the yellow one, we're tracking basically here an A, B, C structure. Also in the C wave, we had a 1, 2. This could be a 3, then a 4, and a 5. So it's not done yet. But what could happen is a wave 4 pullback. So we're either watching for a wave 2 or a wave 4 next, but it hasn't started yet. Okay, so just want to make sure you understand that the next pullback could either be a wave 4, which is normally rather shallow, but should still, after that rally, stretch out a bit in time to make it distinguishable. And oftentimes you see a wave 2 and a wave 4. This was the wave 2 here, yeah. They have a similar time horizon. But if we measure just a target of circle wave 3 within C, then we're watching for also at least $56, the 1.236 extension. So you have an overlap there of different FIB levels around $56, but could stretch to 80, as I mentioned in yesterday's video or videos. So this is sort of a range, you know, from 56 to around about $80 to $90. We will be able to specify that further. But what's important is not so much to say, okay, it's going to go to that level and then break down. What we always want to do in these third waves, as you know, is just to roll up support, because the problem with any third wave in crypto, and even if you didn't do it this time, but consider that for the next rallies that you might see in the coming weeks and months, if we see more substantial rallies, then it often is wise to just roll up the stop. You know, don't have a core position. I say that in pretty much every video. I can't say everything in every video, but if you hang around, then you will you will understand that how important, for example, having a core position is. It helps you with FOMO. It basically helps you avoid FOMO. Then you can just trade around it, right? But you never get too small with your position, because if you get too small in your position, try to trade every single wave, then you will just miss on the big run. Elliott wave helps us understand that when third waves are likely. And this third wave has been on the chart for, I think, months, okay? So the idea was either in the white wave count here that this was an A-B setup with the third wave already running, which seems to be playing out right now, or a 1-2 in the yellow count, which I added recently because of the extension that we get, but the targets are fairly similar up there. So just expect extensions in crypto. It's just something that might help you in the future. And overall, we're approaching that next key resistance level there, around $48, $49 now. This resistance line, I think that's going to be key as well. We have already broken these two previous swing highs. So the Solana train at the moment is unstoppable. Definitely the Solana traders have found their animal instincts, animal spirits. So the bulls are definitely in control here right now. The support levels to track, they haven't really changed. I mean, what we should do is probably update this one. So no, that hasn't really changed. So if there is a wave 2 support or a wave 2 pullback, this here would be support all the way down to $20.70. That's not a target, that's simply support. So that means if we get into this region, it tells us this is likely the wave 2. If this is a wave 4, support will be different, and it would be measured from the length of the, just the length of the C wave, and we would not want a break below the 50% retracement, and that's basically $31 and no, $29. So any wave 4 pullback should not break below the $29 level, okay? But it might go higher, so it doesn't make sense to give you really support right now. We'll do that when we start to see a first pullback. So far, we haven't seen one in this entire rally. And what is nano support? So if you're trading this in the short term, some people are just sort of hopping in and out. I would always use the 50% FIB level of the last significant swing low, which was this one. And that is basically just, let's say, micro or nano support. And it is basically what can be used for immediate trend continuation. If we start to see a sustained break below $35.30, then this would be an indication that a somewhat more relevant top has been made, but we will need to look at the structure then. And yeah, that's sort of the situation at the moment, basically unchanged, just the trend is still rolling. I think at this stage, it appears quite likely to reach then that $49 level next. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.